Special act coming up in this next little bit here. Before I introduce him, I just want to give the topic of discussion that's going to happen for the next 15 minutes, right? First of all, you guys aren't comics, obviously. Where are you from? Here, Gold Coast. So you understand about when I say whole suburb, you can relate. Kind of, yeah? You can, Gold Coast, oh yeah, whole suburbs, everyone's got the quirks and perks about the whole suburb, right? Absolutely everybody. I'll tell you this, you know that you were raised in a whole suburb when you see a police officer ordering a bacon egg McMuffin and you just think, cannibalism. Straight up off the bat. We're going to have a bit of a debate about who lives in the biggest hole, actually. So, round of applause please. We're going to bring on this dual act of who lives in the biggest hole, a Logan representative, versus an Acacia Ridge, we're neighbours to Inala, we're not even that famous because people haven't even heard of us. Liam Daly! Do you want me this or do you want me this? You can have a oh great.
I actually wasn't expecting this to be a debate. I'm totally unprepared for this.
That's a typical Loganite, right?
Well, I just got to introduce myself. Everyone who knows me, my name is Liam. People think that's short for William. Well, it isn't. It's actually short for Valium. Yes, my mother was a chemist and my father grew up in the 60s and thought that moving to Logan was a good idea. It's a right prosperous suburb. And this guy right here, this Floyd Mayweather, wants to come up against this Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali at the same time and say that Acacia Ridge is worse than Kingston? Acacia Ridge! Yeah, that's like Acacia Rich. Kingston refers to the king's ton, as in the hole that we got from the hole, from when we robbed all the joints. But you know what? I do get confused about that, and that's, it's factually correct because, ladies and gentlemen, Kingston is actually in the top 10 of house robberies. I don't know why that is, because I don't understand why the poor would rob the poor. But then I'm thinking, maybe it's because the people from the rich suburbs came back to the poor suburbs to break into the Kingston suburbs and get their stuff back. So that's probably it. There you go.
Where do I go from there? Liam Daly on Logan here. Liam, I don't even know what the you're talking about, to be honest, right? Like, you don't drink, you don't smoke, you don't do drugs, you're un-Australian by definition. Like, you know, that's right about Acacia Ridge, is where that bat will steal your jokes.
That's a good one.
Oh, Acacia Ridge, man, it's so great in Acacia Ridge. Most places, they have a needle problem going around. Syringes in parks, public places. And a lot of these places now will install community disposal boxes, right? Those yellow boxes for safety. In Acacia Ridge, we curbed that problem real easy. We have just a communal syringe.
Look at this freaking poser! You got houses? We got the whole city! Let me give you a history lesson on Logan. And this is from Wikipedia. Look it up. You see, this is on Wikipedia. I'm reading it right now so I don't get it factually incorrect. You see, because Bogans, as we all know, were outcasts. They were outcasts from cities like Brisbane, where this boy lives. In Brisbane, Mr. Fancy, you know, Bogans, we all had to come together. A bunch of bogans, or as the collective noun is known, the collective noun of a bunch of bogans is actually a Logan. And we came together, Logan came together, and we formed a village. It was known as Logan Village. And then there was Logan Reserve, because there were so many bogans coming in, we had to put them somewhere else, and then eventually it formed Logan City.
I would have thought that they called it Logan Reserve for the natives that were originally there, but I suppose just like every other Australian civilization, we just exterminated that before we moved in.
You know, he's got me there. He's got me there because, you know, I liken a success story in Logan to the NBN. No way we're going to get it in Logan.
I think it's pretty up though. He talks all this but you know what, people from Acacia Ridge, we simply go to Logan just to inhale his car fumes.
Yeah, that's right, because I breathe asbestos in the morning and carbon monoxide in the evening and deal with all the toxicity of Logan in between. But this guy, this light heavyweight, he says, oh, talk about the pros and cons. We got all the cons!
That's because we got all the pro cons, you win!
And you know, we have perspectiveness. We've got all the Logan rugby players. We got the best rugby players that come from Logan. You know why? Because they're experts at running really fast with an object in their hands.
You know what? We don't have any rugby players in Acacia Ridge. That's because none of them can pass a crack cocaine test. Simply that. Like, you see most people in suburbs, they go for jogs in the morning for fitness and shit. In Acacia Ridge, we're just jogging to practice when the cops turn up. In Logan, they'll break in to steal your shit. In Acacia Ridge, they'll break in just to take
You know, the bell is rung. If I could be afforded just a minute, I will deliver the knockout blows as quickly as possible. It's time to finish him off, ladies and gentlemen. He keeps talking about crap. In Logan, they got exercise equipment in the parks. I guess that's so they can practice prison workouts in the yards. Yeah, he keeps talking about Logan public bathrooms. Yeah, they have safety boxes for the disposal of used needles in Logan as well. I guess that's really considered for all the diabetics. Of course, there are people waiting in the bathrooms of a certain type that'll stick more than just a needle in you. Hey, you talk about, you know, schools in Logan. There are schools in Logan that have creches for their kids. So soon, you'll have a kid in senior high, and their daughter will be in junior high, and then the grandchild will be in the freaking creche at the same school. Hey, here's something. Here's another body blow. In Woodridge, there's a high school next to a special needs school, next to a primary school. My question is, if you walked in to the wrong school, would there be any difference? Would you know the difference? There's a couple of, in Brisbane they play tag, you're it. In my street they play stab, you're it. And look for other players. Kids in Logan love to play cops and robbers, right through to adulthoods. I think I'm getting played off right now. What do you reckon? Brisbane or Logan? Which is worse?
Logan! You all! Thank you very much, Liam Daly! And round of applause for every comedian that performed tonight. I can't read them out because I'm too drunk to read. Thank you very much. Live karaoke will continue on from here. Sign out.